Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer with Oculus Rift Reviews. Today we're going to do a review for Grip Combat Racing, which recently got a VR update and now supports VR. It's officially available for the Valve Index, HTC Vive, and the Oculus Rift. However, I can confirm this game works perfectly fine on Windows Mixed Reality. It normally retails for $30, and I actually got this on a Humble Choice bundle. So I got it with Humble Choice. I did pay, I don't know how much this game comes out to with the Humble Bundle Choice, but it's been as low as $9. And I've seen lots of VR reviews on YouTube in regards to this game, and they're all very glowing. They all give very positives. And when I saw those reviews, I wonder if they actually play VR racers, because in my experience, this game is subpar compared not only to other VR racers, but compared to other VR racers of the same type. You know, the Wipeout type of gameplay. Comparing this to Distance, comparing it to Redout Enhanced Edition, comparing it to Ballistic NG, Grip is subpar. This is a pretty poor VR port. So obviously this was ported to VR, but unfortunately I believe the main game design, the way it was developed, doesn't really translate well to VR. They tried really to fit a square piece into a round hole, and it just doesn't work. Is Grip a bad game per se? Well, honestly, I haven't put enough time for that, so I want to be clear. This is a VR experience review. This is not really a Grip Combat Racing game, core game review. So I'm not doing a full review. I'm reviewing the VR experience. And these are the issues that I've noticed and why I cannot recommend it. And I've only put 2 hours into it, but honestly, Distance, Redout, Ballistic NG are games I'd much rather play and put more time into than put more time into Grip. And here's why. So the first thing that I noticed is the horrible UI. The UI for this game is terrible. It has these really horrible transitions between the menu and the game, and it almost feels like they strapped an LCD monitor in front of your face with the VR. It's really ugly, and with really poor cartoonish graphics they threw in there that look like maybe a high school kid came up with, one that's not very talented. And the sound design, not very good. The graphics, okay, the graphics are not the worst. Compared to Distance and Redout, yeah, not as good. But it's definitely better than Ballistic NG. Ballistic NG's weakness is the graphics. However, for me, Grip has this horrible washed out look that makes the 3D models, 3D environment really not pop in VR. It's sort of like a cel shaded Borderlands with just muted, ugly colors and poor lighting. I did not enjoy the visuals for this game. I think because of the poor visuals, I never really got a really good sense of speed. Now, there are pickups you can use, and you can definitely boost speed and go much faster. But that's really the only time I felt like I was going fast. Most of the other times it felt like slow speed racing in this game. Now there is combat, and there are like deathmatch modes, arena deathmatch modes, where you just go around and you just destroy the other vehicles. And that is fun, but I think the visuals really took away from it for me personally. And I had troubles picking up the paths because of these poor visuals. They kind of seem like a little muddy, just like I said, like a washed out look, and it just made it difficult to pick out, where you could actually race at times for some of the races. Now it does have lots of different vehicles, unlocks, lots of different tracks, and that's all good and fun about the game. It's rated very positively on Steam, and I imagine it's for a very good reason. I don't know. All I can say though, as far as the VR experience, it's really subpar. And one of the worst things I haven't mentioned, and so let me get to that, it's the camera view. So you can pick either in front of the vehicle, so it's basically like first person racing where you can't see the vehicle at all, or it's over the hood, or it's behind the vehicle. So you have 3 placements of the camera. I think maybe the best placement of the camera was right behind the vehicle. Definitely, I think you need that to see the tracks better, because it's really difficult to see the track really good when you're completely in front and can't see the vehicle that you're operating. And yeah, the different pickups and all that is nice, but my problem with the gameplay is that it felt like it was rather random. So you could be leading, be front of the pack, be driving well, and all of a sudden you'll get attacked from behind and you don't have any way to defend yourself because you don't have any of the pickups necessary for that, and you lose. Conversely, you could be driving terribly, hit lots of stuff, do poor turns, and if you get lucky with a few pickups, you could just zoom in front of everybody else, which I believe happens in this gameplay, if I'm not mistaken. So overall, this is actually one of the worst VR racers I've ever played. It's worse than the 3 that I mentioned: Distance, Redout, Ballistic NG. It's worse than normal VR racers, the Project Cars, the Dirt Rally. It's just not as fun. I'd rather race those than this game. And after 2 hours, I kind of really don't want to play this game again. Kind of just want to uninstall it. And I think my time is better invested in those other games than this one. Because of that, I can't recommend this game. I'm going to give this game a 4.5 out of 10. Buy on deep sale only recommendation. Definitely $9 or less. I wouldn't spend anything more than that for this game if it looks interesting to you. Thank you. Goodbye.